So you want to create your first ever video ad, but you just don't know how to get started, and this whole process just seems very confusing. Don't you worry, because in this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step process of how to create your first ever ad. So this is for those of you guys who are complete beginners, have no idea about how this process even works. So I would say let's get right to work, and hopefully by the end of this video, you will have a much clearer idea about how to do this. Step number one when it comes to creating your ad is actually defining your audience. It's super important that you know exactly who you are trying to reach with your advertisement. Obviously, that is going to dictate the tone of voice, the aesthetics of it, the targeting, and so on. What I mean by this is you should define, their age, their gender, if there is a specific one that you are targeting, their location, kind of like try to put the average person who would want to buy your product into like one specific person. That person should embody all the characteristics, the general things about your target audience. Step number two is defining what problem you are solving clearly, right? And this is just as important as defining who you are selling to, because if you don't have clarity on what is the exact problem your product or service solves, you're going to have a hard time communicating that through your video ad. So you want to have a clear idea about what exactly it is that your product solves. Step number three is finding where the audience you're trying to reach hangs out. Once you have your audience defined, then you can kind of reverse engineer and figure out based on that where those people are going to hang out. So for example, if you're trying to reach very young people, like the Z generation, they're probably going to be on Instagram and TikTok, right? You're not really going to reach them on Facebook as much. Figure out where you should actually advertise to reach your desired target audience. Now, step number four, once you have all these things defined, is to write your ad copy, right? The ad copy is basically the text that is going to be over your video, or what is going to be in your video. And if you're just going into this for the first time, that might be the most overwhelming part. You don't really know how to write professional copy because you're not a copywriter, right? Nowadays, your job is a lot easier because you can use, for example, AI-based tools to help you in this process. Now, actually, Anyword was kind enough to sponsor this video, and they are an amazing generative AI copywriting platform. They will make your job so much easier, not only if you are a beginner at creating ads for the first time or social media copywriting in general, but also if you are professional, they can help you speed up your workflow a lot. So let me show you a little bit about what they are about. Well, Anyword is basically a generative AI copywriting platform that empowers marketers to create on-brand content that scales and that converts and basically drives you more sales. So the cool thing is the Anyword AI has actually been trained on millions of top performing marketing assets. Anyword offers marketers a powerful, predictive performance scoring and analytics that is designed to engage your target audience and achieve your marketing goals. So whether your goal is to get more leads, more sales, whatever it is, right? They have this AI model that is trained to specifically write copy for you that is designed to achieve that goal. Over 1 million marketers use Anyword to increase their revenue and engagement, and on average, they see a 30% lift in performance. So if you're running an ad at a high budget, a 30% increase in performance can be huge. You can save a lot of money and make a lot more money as well if you have a 30% boost in your click-through rate, for example. Using Anyword, you can generate any copy for your marketing needs in one click, from scroll-stopping ads to SEO optimized blogs, engaging social posts, emails, landing pages, and even more. You can even optimize your website, improve your copy, run campaigns in real time for immediate impact, and so on. So basically, Anyword can do a lot for you when it comes to copywriting help. So when you open up Anyword for the first time, this is kind of what you are going to see. This is just like a demo account. So one of the coolest things is you have this target audiences tab, right? So you can click on my audiences, and here you can actually add a new persona where you can literally, how we just did in the first step, you can put in that data that you kind of came up with where you defined your target audience. You can give it a name, for example, whatever, future customers, and basically you can select whether it's male, female, doesn't matter, age group. You can add more pain points here, whatever it is, and you can save that. And then once you are actually generating the copy, you can select that audience you just created, and then it's going to word that copy exactly in a way where it's going to be most appealing for that target audience you selected. So I think this is super cool. So if we go on all templates, you can see that they have this prompt feature where you can create any copy that you want. You just tell the AI like what to write and how, and it's going to spit it out for you. But they also have a bunch of other templates. For example, they have like specific templates or styles for Instagram captions, Facebook ads, landing page headlines, Google search ads, AEDA, which is like attention, interest, desire, action. It's like a copywriting formula, and so much more. Like you can see just here in the ad section, they have this many templates, and yeah, these are really, really cool. So I'm just going to use the most popular Facebook ad as an example. So if you click on that, we can start creating it. Here you can describe your product, or you can even just paste your website link here. It's going to take all the data that's on there. Then you pretty much don't have to do anything, just like click a button. All right, so I wrote this quick description. Now I can click on generate. So as you can see, it just generated a couple different versions, and you can see we have this score right here. So it's basically going to like give you a score from 0 to 100 on how likely it is to perform well for the certain audience that you have. So that is really cool. You can see this one is like a higher than average score. You can also choose your target audience here on the left side. So for example, I created one that's like aspiring content creator, so I could just click on that. You can add in like talking points. I want those key points to be involved in there. You can choose the formula that you want to use. So if you want to use the attention, interest, desire, action formula, you can use that, or the hook value, CTA, list, PAS, which is problem, agitate, solve. You can even choose the tone of voice you want to have, right? So there are a bunch of these right here. I'm just going to go with this engaging one for now. You can even add additional instructions here. And now I'm going to click on generate. So it's going to actually regenerate these with these additional instructions that I put in here. And by the way, these scores are super useful, right? Because you don't have to just really like guess what is going to convert, because it's comparing your copy that it generated to a bunch of other ones. So you can save a lot of money and time by not having to do as much A/B testing. And A/B testing is really just like when you compare two ads, ad variations, you run them at the same time, and it costs a lot of money and time, and this can potentially help you to basically spend less time and money on that. We got some more ad variations. I would say that is pretty freaking good. You could even get suggestions to improve your score. You could edit the variation. You can give more instructions to the AI on how to change your copy. You can see this is going to make your job a lot easier. Even if you don't use everything from here word by word, it can help you save so much time to come up with more ideas, or even just like take inspiration from some of these, or from each one of them. Like you can kind of cut them together. Whatever it is, you can save a lot of time and money using a tool like this. And they also have this content improver function, which I think is really cool, because you can basically copy and paste the copy that you want to improve here, and you can have it be more creative. Whatever it is, you can add some instructions, and it's going to regenerate it for you and improve your existing copy to make it more readable and more engaging. So these are just a couple features of AnyWord. I can't go into everything super in depth, but if you're interested in this, then go ahead and click the link in the description below. You can start using AnyWord for free today with a 7-day free trial, and no credit card is required, so you can test it out, see if you like it. And subscription starts at only $24 per month. Those of you guys who are watching this actually get an extra 20% off on all the plans on AnyWord if you use the code VINCE20. So go ahead and check it out. Click the link in the description box below, and thank you AnyWord for sponsoring this video and making this happen. All right, and last but not least, step number 5 is to shoot and edit the video before you would start to publish it and start promoting it on the different social media platforms. A couple things to keep in mind is you want to try to keep your ad as natural feeling for the platform that you are creating it for as possible, right? For example, if you are going to advertise on TikTok, it should feel like something that you would see on the feed if you are scrolling normally, right? That's why those UGC videos perform so well, which is user generated content, where, for example, customer is, you know, unboxing a certain e-commerce product, or they are showing the audience how to use it, feels like it's natural for the platform. The more you can make your ad kind of like engaging and feel like interesting content, the better it's going to usually perform. There are a couple differences between the different platforms in terms of the different formats and resolutions you should go for. So I'm just going to pop up here on the screen. For example, if you're making a TikTok ad, you know, you should use the 9:16 aspect ratio, which is the vertical one. If you are going to make a YouTube ad, you should use the 16:9 aspect ratio for the most part, which is the normal like horizontal one. You can also run kind of like the squared ads or the 2:3 ads on some platforms. So there are a lot of different resolutions to go for. I'm going to also link down below some resources that you can click on to help you with setting up your project properly for the certain ad platform that you're going to run your advertisement on. In my opinion, the structure that works kind of like the best over all the different platforms is you want to have a good hook in the beginning of your video. Another thing to keep in mind is you want to sell the outcome, not necessarily the feature. So this is something most beginners do, where they will talk about all the different specifics of the product. For example, if it's an e-commerce ad, like what kind of material it was made out of, this and that, and they don't just focus on the main pain point that it solves. So for example, if you are selling like a kitchen gadget or a blender or whatever, most likely you shouldn't really focus on just like the specific details, how powerful the engine is and so on. Those might be good to mention, but the main focus should always be on what your product or service actually solves for the customer, because people buy to get rid of a pain or to move closer to something. Your product and your advertisement should always be kind of like the bridge between their desired destination and where they currently are in life. And at the end of your ad, you want to always have a call to action for the audience. A call to action is basically you telling them like, click here and buy this. Or if it's a coaching service, for example, like, hey, click here and fill out this form and book in a consultation, right? So I hope these little guidelines help you. Obviously, I cannot go into the specific details of exactly how to shoot every single thing, because like there are going to be that many different kind of ads, and your only limitation is really just your creativity at the end of the day when it comes to advertisement. Some of the best performing ads of all time are like super random, but just keep a couple things in mind that, you know, are based on human nature, and those are always going to do you well. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you took a couple things out of this video. If you're interested in signing up for Anyword and getting some help with this AI copywriting system that they have, then go ahead and click the link in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.